Barcelona has signed the biggest sponsorship contract in football history. Yes, friends, you heard that right. 1.7 billion euros for a new contract with Nike until 2038. Unbelievable. We have surpassed Real Madrid and Manchester United's deals with Adidas. Congratulations, Cules! What does this mean for the club and what top transfers can we expect? All this in today's video. Hello everyone, you're on the Cules channel. On Sunday, our favorite team unexpectedly lost to Sociedad, but we never betray Barcelona and always believe in a bright future, even on days of painful defeats. So grab something tasty to go with this video, make some tea or coffee, and let's discuss the exciting deal with Nike. Let's go! From wanting to terminate the contract unilaterally to the biggest deal in football history, all within this year. The history of Barca and Nike's relationship is reminiscent of the quarrels of a loving couple, who despite a long relationship still keep each other on their toes and eager to improve their relationship. The first time these giants of the football world signed a contract was in 1998-1999, the year Barcelona celebrated its 100th anniversary. An important detail: Barca has always maintained a trusting relationship with the American top company. Interestingly, the then president of the Blaugranas, Núñez, signed the agreement with a young executive from the American company, Russell, who would later become the club's president and even serve time in prison. But that's a whole different story. Nevertheless, it's quite an interesting moment. The next big date for our couple was in 2016 when President Bartomeu agreed a new deal with Nike that was supposed to be valid until 2028. This contract was deemed a failure by the club's current management. At first glance, the figures of the agreement were not so bad. 85 million euros of possible payments per season, plus 20 million euros of mandatory royalty payments. Let us explain in simple terms. Nike gave 20 million to Barca and could make excessive profits by selling the club's merchandise. Bartomeu's critics considered this amount too low, given that the team had three superstars in 2016. Messi, Neymar and Suarez. The agreement also included various sanctions for Barcelona. For example, the club received fines for not winning La Liga or for Barca's absence in the semi-final stage of the Champions League. We will not go into further details, but for the last two seasons, 2022-2023 and 2023-2024, Barcelona received 60 million euros instead of 105 million euros. Of course, this situation could not suit the club's management, which is constantly looking for new sponsorship deals to strengthen financial stability. Wait another 4 years and get 60 million euros per season when Puma is offering you 100 million euros right now? There was also a similar offer from the Danish sportswear brand Hummel. So Laporta took action starting this spring. It's worth noting that with Laporta's return, the club began to be very demanding about cooperation with Nike. After a financial audit in the spring of 2021, it turned out that the club had not received 50 million euros in royalties from the American company. The club filed a lawsuit against the American giant. Hearings on the case lasted for years. In the spring of this year, Laporta said that the club was considering unilaterally terminating the contract with Nike. The Americans eventually won the court case against Barca. In order to understand what exactly did not suit Barcelona and what Laporta won for the club, it is worth going back to March, when the club clearly outlined the essence of its claims against Nike. The American company's services did not satisfy Barcelona. The club did not like the quality of the goods and the mismatch of delivery times. Barca also considered the option of producing and selling the equipment on its own, without hiring a third party, Nike or any other company. It is worth noting that the key role in this deal was played by the club's department, which is one of the most financially influential in Barcelona, Barca Licensing and Merchandising. BLM was the fourth largest source of revenue in Barcelona's latest budget, amounting to 179 million euros during 2022-2023. In the event of a breakdown in relations with Nike, the club would transfer the sale of club merchandise to BLM, which is also an important point. Laporta was confident that he would get his way and that his demands were fair. We strongly believe that we will secure the best contract in the world. We're open to everything, but we cannot have a contract that is much lower than the market is paying. The easiest thing would be to continue working with Nike with a contract below the market, but sometimes easy is not the best thing, Juan said in March. And Laporta was right. Barcelona was also helped by the fact that, according to Sportes, the maximum sponsorship package from Puma could reach 200 million euros per season. So the president's pressure tactic paid off. "We showed our strengths to Nike," Laporta declared. "So let's like this video to appreciate the work of our management. Bravo." It was important for Barcelona to extend the contract with Nike until the 29th of November, which is a sacred date for the club as the Blaugranas celebrate their birthday on this day. This year, the club celebrates its 125th anniversary, and for President Laporta, it is a big date on which he wanted to make an enormous gift for the club of his life. And he succeeded. Barcelona and Nike have signed a new historic deal until 2038. Barcelona and Nike have signed the biggest contract in the history of football, worth 1.7 billion euros, as reported by numerous global media outlets such as La Vanguardia, Mundo Deportivo, Relevo, and others. Let's now compare with other rivals in the domestic and global markets. We're talking about two top clubs and two top contracts that were considered the largest. According to ESPN, Manchester United signed a 10-season deal with Adidas in 2023 with a fee of $1.1 billion, and Real Madrid signed a 12-season contract with Adidas worth 1.6 billion euros in 2019. It turns out that Laporta kept his promise. The new agreement with Nike has two parts. From now until 2028, Barca will receive a guaranteed 108 million euros compared to 60 million. From 2028 to 2038, this amount will increase by another 58 or 60 million euros. So the total amount is 166 or 168 million euros per season. Nike also added a 100 million euros sign-in bonus to the contract, and the club hoped that this money would help register the contracts of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, which would be in question for the second part of the season because of financial fair play requirements. However, the club learned that only 10 million euros of the bonus will be distributed each season. So management will continue seeking solutions to register the contracts of Olmo, Araujo, and others in December, January. And here transfer moves are possible. Speaking of transfers, because of the record-breaking contract with Nike, transfer stories for next summer have intensified significantly. By that time, Barcelona will have finally moved to the renovated Spotify Camp Nou, and Laporta is dreaming of another big transfer. It could be Haaland or Cules, who should replace the current star of the attack, 36-year-old Robert Lewandowski. Also, Barcelona fans are already going all in on the 1.7 billion euros contract. Haaland, Cules, Musiala, Wirtz, buy all at once, and for all at once, here we go. Sensational headlines about Messi and Neymar returning to Barca have also begun to appear. And don't forget about Leao or Nico Williams. As we all know, sometimes with Laporta, Barcelona works wonders on the transfer market, so don't rule out any of the possibilities. Barcelona's financial situation is improving step by step. The new deal with Nike puts the club at the top of the list of sponsorship deals in football, and this is truly an outstanding job of the current management of the club, led by Laporta. Next up is the opening of the renovated Spotify Camp Nou, which, according to experts, can bring the club an annual profit of 250 to 400 million euros. Yes, there are a lot of problems, especially with finances, but the club is doing everything to make the first team as competitive as possible and make the fans proud of Barcelona. And so far, this season looks very optimistic, even despite the defeat against Sociedad, which has never been an easy opponent in away games. Cules, what do you think about the record-breaking contract with Nike? Write your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video. We work really hard to bring you all the most interesting details about this historic deal between Barca and Nike. And not only, so subscribe. Cules is a channel for all the true Barcelona fans who love the club's history and always support the Blaugrana, even on bad days. Visca el Barça. Bye.